You're listening to the 88.3 WXUT, Toledo's only alternative. Currently, right now, it is 11:01 a.m., and we are broadcasting from the top of Parks Tower in TOL, EDO, and OHIO. Yes. So, welcome once again to episode 3 of the Vibin with JJ podcast, or show. Why is it podcast show? We have a lot of interesting things we want to talk about today. The first thing that I do want to talk about is just, can we just give a round of applause to my dad being a special guest on the show? Yeah, can we just give that a round of applause real quick? Yes. I was an honor to have my dad's first special guest on my show. That was really special for me, and I know he enjoyed it as well. Plus, it was on his birthday, so overall, just in general, it was a really big, special moment for the both of us, and it's something that I'll always remember and look fondly at my time in UT. So I appreciate him having a guest, and if you listen, Dad, thank you for being my guest, and I appreciate you and love you, Dad. So yeah, I want to get that out the way. So W Dad. We have some stuff in regard to football. We got some injury things that happened. We have some things that happen in basketball, and we're gonna get into the specifics later about the NBA and stuff starting media days, and especially the Kawhi Leonard situation, because more details have emerged regarding that situation that I want to talk about. But first, we're going to talk about what happened this past weekend, and we'll start off talking about Oklahoma, and the big story of the day is John Mateer, the starting quarterback for Oklahoma, has suffered an injury. It said that he suffered a broken hand during the first quarter of Oklahoma's game this past weekend against Auburn, and he'll be out for a month, which you hate to see that. John Mateer, he's looking like the Heisman, and I think he's the best quarterback in college football, so to lose him for a month, it's kind of tough, and so I believe that is going to make him out of the Heisman race, and just going to be tough for Oklahoma to recover from where they are. Or not recover, or just recover overall, because if you lose your star quarterback, then that's never good. I'm about to say, they don't beat Michigan without John Mateer. They don't do as good as they are without John Mateer. So I was about to say, it's going to be rough for them. Let's see how they fix their defense, and let's see how they go on for there. So that's going to be a significant injury for them and affect them in many ways. But the first game that we'll discuss is the surprising game that I did not expect it to go like this. Illinois faced Indiana, and Indiana absolutely blew out Illinois. I mean, that's the first BTA, I want to say, happened on this Saturday. 63-10 when Indiana's 19 and Illinois is ranked number 9. That's insane. Illinois was in control of the whole game. Indiana was in control of the whole game. They couldn't really find any momentum behind them. And it was tough for them to score on Indiana, was playing good defense. And I've heard people say that with this win, they think that this Indiana team might be even better than the team last year. And last year, until the playoffs and until they faced teams like Ohio State and stuff, were good. They're saying that this team might be even better, which would be crazy to say. And everyone in the Big Ten should watch out for that, because if they're looking elite like this, then watch out. They can be dangerous. Let me tell you, they can be really dangerous. As for Illinois, it was a struggle for them, and it might be kind of, it might be kind of tough for them to bounce back. I mean, they got a big game this week going against USC, so let's see if they can bounce back. There wasn't really anything that they could do offensively, defensively. They held in check throughout the whole game, and Indiana took advantage. So Indiana beats Illinois 63-10, in which this makes Illinois move down and make people wonder why was they ranked so high. And this makes people think, is Indiana really that good? Should they be one of the upper echelon teams in the Big Ten? So we'll have to see. So 63-10 in a surprising score. The next game that I want to talk about is the Texas Tech Utah game. Texas Tech ended up winning that game. They had a bunch of people step up in a really good game. Utah is a really good team, and they're really good when it comes to offense and stuff like that. And the score was 34-10. I was really busy at that time, so I had no time to really watch the Texas Tech Utah game. But seeing after the stats and seeing how everything went, Texas Tech, their defense has like locked in and looked really good. I saw a stat, and I'm looking at it right now. It said when it comes to defense, scoring defense and total yards, it's been a real big difference. Last year, when it comes to Texas Tech, their scoring defense was 122nd in the country, and total yards, they were 127th. So they were really bad this year on defense. Now, with these 4 games, it said that they're both 14th on scoring defense and 14th on total yards defense. That's a 108 improvement on the scoring defense, and that's a 113th difference for total yards. So that is miraculous. That is incredible. A big, big jump. And Texas Tech is looking like a really good team out the Big 12. I'm going to say I'm coming down to Texas Tech and being like the leaders out there. And more and more teams are going to look out for them. Because if this defense can keep this up and be consistent like how they are, then it's going to be tough to beat them. And then Utah, they couldn't really get anything going from what I saw and everyone talking about it. They struggled passing the ball. The quarterback threw 2 interceptions, no touchdowns. And when you're throwing 2 interceptions and scoring no touchdowns like that, it's going to be a long game, long day for you. I mean, they only scored during the 4th quarter, and they only scored 3 points during the 2nd. So if you're going to be like that in the game, then you're not going to have that good of a chance to stay in it. So Texas Tech's looking really good. Utah is going to have to look them at themselves and find out ways to come out of this and become better. Next game I want to go to is the Auburn-Oklahoma game. This game, Oklahoma ended up winning due to their defense playing well, and the final score was 17-24. Their defense did what they could, basically. John Mateer, he was able to stay in the whole game despite breaking his hand. He was able to still go for 271 with a touchdown. They don't win that game without him, and that's why it sucks that he's about to be out for a month, because as far as rushing the ball, they have not been good rushing the ball. John Mateer has sometimes been their leading rusher, and he's the quarterback. Like in this game, Torrey Blaylock, he only had 11 carries on 13 yards, and so their run game is like non-existent. So without John Mateer, I don't know how the ring is going to be. The rushing offense is going to be able to be good. Passing, John Mateer was that guy, and he did what he did. He was able to go out there and pass the ball real good. But without John Mateer, it's going to be pretty tough, and you're going to ask a lot from your defense to step up in order to win games. And Auburn, it was close throughout, but Oklahoma held them in check a lot of the time. And their quarterback, Jackson Arnold, kind of did okay out there. He was getting a lot of pressure on him. And this overall, Oklahoma, they're just going to have to find ways to rely on that defense to hold the fort down while John Mateer can get healthy in a month. So we'll see how they do. Their defense is really going to have to step up. The next game that I really want to talk about is a Syracuse and Clemson game. Clemson is not looking good for them. They just lost to Syracuse 34-21. I don't know. Clemson, their season's over. It's over. Syracuse could just do no wrong. They were just scoring on them and taking advantage of the opportunities they had. Cade Klubnik, he threw 60 passes. No, if you're doing, and now if you're 37 to 60, if you throw 60 passes in the game, that basically means you can't really do anything. You're relying too much on your passes than running the ball. I mean, their running back had a good game, but if you're throwing the ball that many times, it's not really helping you because you have to have a balanced attack. Which, like I said, a running back had a good game, but you don't ever see quarterbacks throw 60 passes. That's kind of crazy. So Clemson could not do anything when it comes to, I mean, obviously Cade moved the ball, but it didn't really translate to much. Syracuse were able to dominate them, I'm about to say, through the passing game, running game, and the wide receiver core. When it comes to Clemson, they need upgrades. They need to just fix themselves overall. Dabo Swinney is so big on, like, not doing anything for NIL and everything like that. No, like I said, Dabo Swinney's all like, oh, we don't need transfer. We got everyone back, and everyone's hyping up because they got all the experience back and everything of that nature. But if you don't go through the portal, you're just going to get left behind. And Dabo Swinney was talking about, like, you know, if we're not doing good because we haven't won a championship or made the championship games since 2020, then we suck. And if you're saying that it's a problem because we haven't won a championship since 2019, then we suck. And then he said, but why are we held to a higher standard to other teams in this nature? Like, we won one recently, which you can't say that in 2019. I mean, if we go 6-6, not bad. Which you don't want to say that. That's something you don't want to say. You want to say that you won't get to 6-6. So he's just too prideful right now, man. He just got to lock in and do better. He needs to just look at himself. It's either he's going to have to look at himself and just use the NIL to become better, because that's how all the teams, Ohio State, Oregon, Georgia, all these other teams, Texas, like all the good teams, even Michigan with Bryson, I'm about to say, that's how all the good teams are winning through the NIL and transfer portal. So he's going to have to look himself in the mirror and say, do I just want to leave and retire with the pack that left and not do this anymore? Or do I want to adjust and change how I think and use the transfer portal and everything of that nature? So he's going to have to look himself in the mirror and decide what he want to do, because what he's been doing the past few years has not been it. And he needs to fix it in order for them to make it deep in the college football landscape. And then the last game that I want to talk about is the Michigan-Nebraska game. Michigan came out on top against Nebraska, 30-27. Basically, it was 30-20 at one point, and then they scored late Nebraska. So the game was basically over. When it comes to Michigan, they were able to use their rushing yard, their running game, and Justice Haynes balled out. I believe he's one of the best running backs in the country. He had 149 with a touchdown. That's his fourth straight 100-yard game. He's had 100 rushing yards in every single game that he's played. So if they ride him, continue to use him, and continue to use Bryce Underwood as his running option, in which when it comes to Bryce Underwood, he was able to be a game manager. He didn't turn the ball over. I mean, he did score a touchdown, but he ran the ball really good and got a touchdown out of that. If he could become like a game manager and not get foiled under pressure, then I think he'll be good for the rest of the season. And going against Nebraska, Dylan Raiola, I mean, he looked solid. It wasn't really anything crazy when it comes to him. It was just Michigan played the better game, and their offense played really good, and Nebraska could really stop them with their defense. So, and then last team I want to talk about is our team, the UT team. They lost this past weekend to Western Michigan. It was a score of 13-14, and throughout the game, they had it for most of the game, and it was close to the game. It was a defensive battle. Like Tucker Gleason, I mean, he didn't really do anything. They had to rely on Chip Trayanum a lot to rush the ball. But it was a real defensive game, and they weren't able to do anything. And they had it at the last minute, but Western Michigan came down and scored during the last drive. So tough loss for Toledo. Hoping that they can bounce back and continue their momentum as they face BG in the next few weeks. So hopefully they can come and get some momentum behind this and become better. And those are all the games from this recap. I want to give some college football predictions. Oh, yeah, one more thing. Mike Gundy from Oklahoma State got fired. Been there for 21 years. He is most famously known for the man that said, "I'm a man. I'm 40." A lot of people are saying that when it came to NIL, that's when he started to really struggle with this whole, portal thing, everything like that. And they're saying, like, he's one of the old school coaches where, hey, if you don't do NIL and the portal, then you're basically going to get left behind. It was looking tough for him, and he's a legendary coach. So, wish him the best and see what happens with Oklahoma State. But I want to talk about some of these games, these upcoming games for this weekend, because, man, there are some fire games happening this weekend. So the first game, USC Illinois. I think USC is on a roll right now. They're undefeated, 4-0. They just beat Michigan State this past weekend, 45-31, and so that looked real good for them. And Illinois just got off that loss. So when it comes to who I'd pick in this matchup, I got to go with USC because I feel like they're rolling. If they can lock down their thing against Illinois, then I think they can win them game. I'm just going to go straight into the big ones. The big games, number 6, Oregon faces number 3, Penn State. That's one of the 2 biggest matches that happened this weekend. Make that 3. When it comes to Oregon, Dante Moore has been absolutely balling this season. Super efficient. He's only thrown 1 interception and 11 touchdowns, and their offense is just electric with Dan Lang as their coach. Like, they have been really, really good this season. And they're going to go down to Penn State in the whiteout that they usually do for Penn State. And that's going to be a real game. Drew Eller, against usually ranked teams, top 5 teams, he struggles and he can underperform. But if he uses his experience through games and is able to get to his receivers and they're able to run the ball well, then I think that Penn State will have a good chance. But if I had to choose someone, I'll pick it in Oregon. Their offense is really good, and their run defense, they got to fix that because Penn State's really going to run the ball. But I got Oregon winning that one. And then Alabama, Georgia, that's going to also be a good game. For Alabama, why they need to win is because they need to bounce back, and this will basically save Kalen DeBoer and not have Alabama fans calling for him to be fired. Because overall, Alabama fans, they think they own Georgia because they basically have. And Georgia hasn't really been able to beat Alabama. So this is a huge step. If Ty Simpson, Ryan Williams, and all of them play good and are able to win the game in Georgia, which Georgia doesn't lose at home, like at all. If they were to come out and beat Georgia at Georgia, then that's going to be a real big thing, and that'll help Alabama and Caleb DeBoer's season overall. As far as Georgia, they need to win this game by handling their business. Gunnar Stockton should take the momentum in front of that Tennessee game and continue to keep it going against Alabama, which Alabama, they're not easy, but that Florida State loss that they had was so crazy that it made people question if Alabama's good or not. And Alabama's been on the roll, but they face lesser teams, and there's a true test for them. So if Georgia can handle their business, run the ball with Nate Frazier, throw the ball with Gunnar Stockton, then I feel like they can win this game. So if I had to choose, I'm going with Georgia to win this game just because they're at home and it's tough to beat them home. And then LSU versus Ole Miss. Now, when it comes to LSU, they're ranked number 4, but offensively, they've been really struggling. Garrett Nussmeier has been he's been kind of disappointing in a lot of ways, and a lot of people have picked him to be a Heisman. it's been more about their defense winning games more than their offense, because a lot of people thought their offense was going to be really good, but it's more their defense that's been winning the games. So it's kind of tough for them to score points, but they're going to have to do that in order to go against this Ole Miss team who's ranked 13. They look good. They've been blowing out teams, handling business. So when it comes to Ole Miss, LSU, there's big implications, when it comes to college football rankings, where teams would be ranked and everything like that. If I had to choose, I'm going with the upset. I'm picking Ole Miss to beat LSU. I mean, LSU's defense is really good, but since LSU hasn't been really able to score like that, I got LSU losing, and I got Ole Miss winning. So be on the lookout for those games. And obviously, Ohio State plays Washington this week, and Washington, bye for us. And if we handle business, throw the ball, run the ball, play good defense like we've done the whole season. So if they're able to do that and beat them there, it'll give a real good insight of how they're going to do for the rest of the season. So if they handle their business, they could beat Washington. And then this weekend, Akron-Toledo, be a fun game. I know Akron isn't really enough, but hopefully Toledo it could be a bounce back, which I will be calling the game. So if you want to listen to the 88.3 radio station, I will be calling the game this weekend with someone. So be on the lookout for that. And if you want to hear me talk more ball on one of the commentators for the Toledo and Akron game. So be on the lookout for those. And those are my predictions for this upcoming week. And if you want to call in the studio, number is 419-530-4455. Again, if you want to call in the studio, the number is 419-530-4455. So those are all the things with college football I have this weekend. And now it's time to talk about NFL talk. Right now, what I want to talk about, well, first, Nick Bosa got injured this past weekend. He's going to be out. So he says he tore something, and he's going to be out for the season. So when it comes to the 49ers, it's going to be really tough for them to win this. I'm going to say to win games. Hopefully the offense can come back. Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey can stay healthy, and all their pieces can come back healthy, because hopefully the offense can stay good with Mac Jones, because he's been playing pretty solid out there. And they need the offense to step up in case the defense slips off when Nick Bosa being out. But basically these past few games, what I want to talk about is the Bengals and Vikings. And you want to talk about BTA. That was a ultimate capital B, capital T, capital A. They absolutely nuked. They destroyed the Bengals 48-10. That's crazy. 48-10. The Bengals could literally do nothing out there. The Vikings played good defense. Carson Wentz, he didn't really do as much out there, but the defense and Isaiah Rodgers punching out that ball and was able to return it for touchdowns. That was crazy. I never see someone, I haven't seen them get beat like that in a while. They absolutely dog-walked the Bengals. And Jake Browning, they need Joe Burrow back out there. Because if Jake Browning is going to play like this, it's not going to look good for the Bengals. It's going to be over for them. So they got smacked around. The Bengals need to do better. They're going to have to really rely on Jamar Chase, on T. Higgins. Because other than that, and Trey Hendrickson on the defense, what do you have? Chase Brown, he's solid, and got other people on offense. But what can you do? In the offensive line, they were great. And besides Trey Hendrickson on defense, the rest of their defense is not good. Oh, wait. Actually, looks like we got a caller. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Hello, we got a caller?
Yes, we do. Hey, what's going on? Hey, this is Mike Williams on that calling.
Oh, hey, Mike. What's going on?
Nothing much. Oh, yeah. Join the show. I know you going in on it.
Oh, my bad.
You're going hard. But I can say it is well deserved. It's well deserved.
No.
We gotta,
Yeah, they didn't. I was about to say yeah, because I was watching the Seer games. I just saw that they just kept on scoring touchdown after touchdown. I'm like, what is happening?
yeah, man, yeah, it was, yeah. I didn't even watch it, but I knew, like, when I saw some of the highlights, I was like, man, it's a rough game,
Yeah.
but that is funny. Yeah, you didn't hold back at all.
Right.
Oh man, no, that's awesome. But yeah, no, I just want to make sure I call
Oh yeah.
the show as well and keep up the great work. I've been enjoying the morning. It's been a great time.
Oh yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate the support. And hey, maybe you could be a special guest on the show.
Okay. Hey, wait a minute now. Okay. All right. Okay, that's all right.
Yeah.
All right. It. I'll have my people tell people that for real, that'd be dope. I'm down.
Okay, cool. I'll have to set up something, but if anything happens, I'll let you know.
Yeah, for sure.
So, thanks, man. It was nice talking to you.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes.
So I'll talk to you. I'm about to say, yeah, I appreciate you calling in for the show.
Oh, you're welcome. And that's all I've got because I am so out of touch with sports right now.
Oh, okay.
That I can't go back and forth because I'm out of touch. But I'm gonna try to do some homework so I'll be ready.
Oh, okay. Bet. Yeah. Well, like I said, I appreciate you calling the show, and I'll make sure to hit you up after this.
All right, that sounds good.
So,
all right, keep it
good.
Yep.
Yep. Thanks. See you, Mike.
Oh, you got it.
Yep. So shout out Mike Williams. I'm about to say saxophone. Mr. Saxophone, he can play. He's ice cold. Let me tell you, Mike Williams on the sax, he is ice cold. This past Sunday at Calvary, I'm about to say this past Sunday, Calvary, he was going crazy with that saxophone. So I appreciate him calling in. And if you ever want to call on the line, like I said, this number is 419-530-4455. Again, 419-530-4455. So that's the number for the show. So after that, next game I want to talk about is the Rams-Eagles game. It was really close in that game. At first, Rams were like in control of the game, and they looks like they were about to win. I thought the Eagles were about to be down. But then the Eagles, their defense locked in, and Jalen Hurts said, I got two great wide receivers. Why did I not throw to them? Because he had like negative yards passing or no like yards passing like that. But he was like, oh, wait, I have A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. Let me throw the ball to them. And that was working, and their defense locked in. The Rams were about to kick a field goal at the end, but Jordan Davis took it all the way. Big fella. Took it all the way to the touchdown, and that was a crazy game. People were saying that might be game of the week, which I wouldn't disagree with. I wouldn't disagree with that. As for the Rams, I feel like they more of lost that game than won that game because they had control of the game, and the Eagles just took advantage of the whole second half and dominated the second half, and that showed how battle-tested they are. That when they are down, you can't count them out. So if they continue to keep them moving like that, 3-0, they're going to be good for the rest of the season. So Eagles get the win 33-26, and Rams, they just have to capitalize on their opportunities, and they just have to do better overall when it comes to stepping up and making sure they're taking advantage of everything. So Rams struggled at the second half and need to do better. Eagles, they're on the road. One of the best teams in the NFC. You can say the best team in the NFC, but they're up there. Next game, the Cowboys. Again, the Cowboys lost to the Bears, 31-14. I mean, it was close, but during the second half, it was over. They were looking like the Detroit Lions. The Bears were looking like the Detroit Lions out there. Caleb Williams with 4 touchdowns. Man, they was going crazy. And then you got, I must say, a bunch of dudes out there. I'm going to say their offense. Their offense is stacked from DJ Moore, Romeo Duse, DeAndre Swift, Cole Kmet. Like, their offense is stacked. And I'm not surprised that they did good. Ben Johnson's a good coach, and so he guided them to victory, and they look real good out there. As for the Cowboys, I'm not gonna lie, their defense stinks. Like, it's poo right now. They traded Mike every time. All I could think about when seeing this game is like they traded Micah Parsons. Jerry Jones traded Micah Parsons for no reason except for pride. Like, I get it. I get a man's pride is like prideful, but I don't care how big a man's pride is. You don't trade Micah Parsons, who's 26 years old and in his prime. You pay the man that $40 million. And he's probably going to win Defensive Player of the Year. So that defense not good. Defense stinks. And they traded him because they wanted to quote unquote stop the run. But they can't even stop their all defense against the Giants or the Bears. So Cowboys, right now how it's going, their defense looks cooked. Bears, that's a really impressive win for them. Next thing I want to talk about, the shocker of the day potentially. Well, it probably is a shocker of the day. The Browns beat the Packers. I did not see this on my scoreboard. The Browns defense, they still have one of the best defense in the league. From Myles Garrett, Grant Delpit, to Denzel Ward. I mean, from defensive line to linebacker to cornerbacks and safeties. The defense is good and can keep them in games. Like, if they had a better offense, they would be a playoff team for sure. They have a better quarterback, like any other quarterback, other than Joe Flacco. Even put Kyler Murray on their team, they can do some stuff. But their offense is their burden. I'm going to say is their reason they lost. Or that they lose and they're not good offense. But in this game, they held the Packers to just 10 points. Like, that's really good. And I feel like this will be one of those games where later on we talk about like how this is just a loss, just one of those random losses that happen. But the Browns defense, they're one of those things that compete with anyone with the defense they have, no matter who it is. Because if they're doing this to the Packers and then they held the Bengals in check and then the Ravens, it was 3-10 until the Ravens eventually took over in the game in the second half. But if they can continue to do this, they're going to stay in games for the rest of the season. So, surprise of the weekend. And they look really good on defense. Their offense got to fix that. The Chiefs and the Giants. The Chiefs still look not that good on offense. They really need Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice back because their offense is still not looking good like that. At first, it was 6-6 in the game. It would have been 7-6, but I'm about to say the kick got blocked by Chiefs. They really need their offense back because, I mean, Tyquan Thornton and Juju and Hollywood Brown, that's not really the wide receiver core that you want, and it's not going to work for Patrick Mahomes. So their offense got to be better. All of them literally has to step up. Travis Kelce's got to step up. He's too focused on Taylor Swift. He got to step on that. Their tackle, Jawan Taylor, he is not good. He comes on all type of false starts and everything of that nature. So when it comes to just Chiefs, their offense is good, but they got out this one because their defense played well. As for the Giants, rough. Russell Wilson, after looking at that game, 480-yard game, we're like, is Russ cooking? Is Dangerous and Mr. Unlimited looking good out there? Really? And he wasn't Mr. Unlimited. He was Mr. Limited in this game. 2 interceptions. And that last drive to score a touchdown, he threw like 4 balls that went over the touchdown line. One ball went all the way to the tunnel. He's had to throw 2 of those away, and then one of them, the last one, hit the goalpost and just flopped on the ground. You just heard the fans booing, and that's why they made a switch to Jackson Dart, which he's going to start this Sunday. And man, they did not look good. If Cam Scatterboo is your leading rusher and receiver, that's not good because you got Wandale Robinson and Malik Neighbors on your team. So Giants, they look like they're cooked. Jackson's Dart's about to get. He probably might get demolished by the Chargers this weekend. I might have to say that. Giants look good, looking pretty bad right now. And then the game of the week is, some people saying, Lions Ravens. That looks like it's the game of the week so far. Lions beat the Ravens 38-30, and throughout the game, we knew it was going to be back and forth throughout the game with how good the offenses are. 38-30 was a game, and the Ravens' defense is not looking good. They're allowing a lot of points on defense, and people hyped it up because saying they have the most complete team on offense and defense. Well, that defense ain't step up. They could not stop the Lions, which they cannot stop Dave Montgomery, who had a $151 with 2 touchdowns, and Lamar Jackson got sacked 7 times. They had a spy on Lamar Jackson. They would rush 3 people and have a spy on to watch Lamar Jackson so that he couldn't break away. It was good game playing by the Lions, and I already knew the Lions were going to be good. This is just a one-time thing when it comes to them. I feel like when it comes to the Lions, everyone's reacting like, oh, they lost their old offensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator. The Lions are the Lions just the same old Lions? Well, week 2, as they're putting BTA to the Bears, they came out and really stepped up and beat the Ravens. So they showed that they're still one of the contenders in the NFC, which I still consider them still before the season. But they disproved that they're contenders. And as for the Ravens, I mean, you can't blame everything on Lamar Jackson. I mean, he did hold the ball a little bit too long, but you can't blame anything on Lamar Jackson. Coming into this game, Lamar Jackson has like 148.1 QB rating. That's up there with Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Patrick Mahomes. Like, he's playing legendary right now, but it's just everyone else, like, not stepping up. Defense not playing good. And Derrick Henry with this fumble problem. I don't know what this is. I was thinking, is this because he's getting older and stuff like that? But I don't think it's that. I think he's just in a rut, like how they did last year. But it's just defense is just really struggling right now. And if they're going to want to win games, their defense has to get better. Offensive line can't allow 7 sacks. And Derrick Henry cannot fumble the football. And Zay Flowers has to play better than 2 receptions and 13 yards. So Lions got some momentum. Ravens are desperate for a win because Lamar Jackson is doing his part, but the rest of the team isn't. That's all the games I wanted to talk about for this past weekend. When it comes to this upcoming game, oh yeah, and we can talk about. We can talk about our game, Steelers Patriots. When it comes to us, we had 5 turnovers, 5 sacks. And the Patriots had 7 fumbles, and yet they still came close, 21-14. For the past, few years, ever since Mike Tomlin became coach, it don't matter if it's a bad team or a good team. We never blow out teams. The Steelers never blow out teams. I haven't seen a blowout in basically almost like us blow out a team in so long. Like, literally. I never just got the setback and sit coming to me like, I get the joiners this Sunday. Nope, they got me about to have a heart attack. And that's how it feels for a Steelers game. They should have blew out this game, but there's a lot of time where they just shoot themselves in the foot. If they want to make the playoffs and continue win the playoff game, they're gonna have to fix their consistency. I mean, I know we have a lot of injuries, but still, there's no excuse to have the 5 turnovers and we still keep it this close. So they're gonna have to step up this weekend. As this weekend, we can talk about the games. The Steelers play the Vikings in Dublin at 9:30. The Vikings are really good on defense. Coming into this game, the Vikings, they're on a roll with their defense. They got momentum right now. If the Steelers can give Aaron Rodgers more time, they'll be in this game, which I must say, the Vikings is really good on defense. But if they give him time and block, and Broderick Jones doesn't sell the game like he does, I feel like they could be better. I got us winning. Commanders, Falcons. Depending if Jaden Daniels plays, if Jaden Daniels wins or plays, I got the Falcons winning. If Jaden Daniels play, I got the Commanders winning. The next game, Eagles, Buccaneers. You know what? I'm going with the Buccaneers because Baker Mayfield is like stepping up when it comes to driving them down the field and winning games for the Buccaneers. He's playing like an MVP candidate, which I'm about to say 4 years ago, like a bunch of years ago, when he was at Brown, I really thought he was overrated. Now with the Buccaneers, I could probably say that he's not. He's always one of the best QBs in the NFL. So I got the upset. I got the Buccaneers being the Eagles. The next game, Colts-Rams. I got the Colts being the Rams. I think Daniel Jones is going to continue to have this good season like how Sam Darnold, Geno Smith, and Baker Mayfield had, and continue to build momentum because it's been a trend of like backup quarterbacks or not good quarterbacks finding new teams and being good all of a sudden. Because like I said, the Colts have 4 basically capable wide receivers that can do 1,000 yards from Michael Pittman Jr., Alec Pierce, A.D. Mitchell, and Josh Downs. Not to mention Tyler Warren off the tight end, Jonathan Taylor, running back, and a good offensive line. I already knew he was going to do good coming into the season. And people were thinking, oh, Daniel Jones, not going to be good. I feel he's going to be good for the rest of the year. He might even make a Pro Bowl. He's in the MVP discussions, at least top 10 because of how good they are. And I know the Rams' defense is good. I know they got Devontae Adams, Puka Nakua, but I think the Colts are going to beat the Rams and continue their momentum. And Ravens and Chiefs, that game is going to be important because whoever loses that game is going to be 1-3. Ravens are 1-2. Chiefs are 1-2. Whoever loses that game is going to be 1-3. I know my dad last week picked the Giants to beat the Chiefs. I just couldn't see it, so that's why I had the Chiefs win. This game, I feel like I see the Ravens more being the Chiefs because the Ravens got to have it. The Chiefs, I still feel like even being down 1-3, they can still make the playoffs and be good. They just need their weapons back. So if I had to choose a team, I'm picking the Ravens to beat the Chiefs. And then this is the game I want to see right here. I'm so ready. Packers, Cowboys. Now, Micah Parsons, he's about to get it back in. He's about to get back on the Cowboys, and he's about to show if he comes out with multiple sacks. If the Packers blow out the Cowboys, I'm not going to lie. I'm probably going to laugh so I can see Jerry Jones' face being salty. But if it's a close game, then I don't know who's going to win. If it's a close game all the way to like the last minute, I don't know who's going to win. But before that, I'm picking the Packers to beat the Cowboys. I'm actually thinking it's going to be a blowout, and Packers going to play good defense. I got the score. This is my first time predicting a score. Someone's telling me that it's going to be 41-17, Packers. So those are my predictions. That's my recap of the day. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break right here, and we'll be back with the game. This is Vibin with JJ show. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back. We are back with the Vibin with JJ show right now. So we're going to talk about some basketball talk. I know it's a little bit 11:55, but I'm gonna go a little bit over normal time. Just get myself to talk about this whole media day and talk about the Kawhi Leonard situation. So first, I'm about to say there's been media day for some teams. I was about to say teams are taking pictures. Some teams are taking photos, getting ready for the season. You got NBA preseason games about to start next week. I'm about to say for teams and Zion, or a few weeks, Zion is saying he's the healthiest that he's been since college. And when it comes to Zion, he's always been saying, there's always been pictures. There's always been, photos saying he's about to be healthier. There's always, him saying that he feels healthier, Turner saying that he feels healthier, each season. But it seems like every season, just due to him being too, his size and how tall he is, carrying all that weight, he's always gets injured or misses time. And due to the low effort, unhealthy appetite, especially living out in New Orleans, they got all those food and stuff like that. So just Zion, we don't know how he's going to do this season. I mean, he always gets injured each season. He only has a complication with something. Which, when he's on the court and healthy, he is one of the best players in the league. But when he's not healthy, he basically always gets injured, basically. We'll see what Zion has to do. Happy that the NBA is coming back. Basketball is my number one thing. And football is number two. So I'm happy to see NBA getting back and happy to see where those things go. And now, dad joke of the day, which is basically this. Have you heard of quiet tennis? It's basically like tennis, but without the racket. You listen to the Vibin with JJ show and have a good day.